technical gift, these folks. Hold on. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to an episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. In the description box, you can find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It's written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's quote-unquote behavior modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much, they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you please, folks, you know the drill, please read that article and share on all your social media, alright? We also got the pertinent links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has impending over 21 civil lawsuits, claims, and allegations leveled against it that include sexual assault, rape, sodomy, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, starvation, and that's for starters. We've got one staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor who still lives on premises with full access to the boys up on multiple substantiated claims by the Department of Social Services of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault. We have an attorney general that can't be asked to do his fucking job, not even on the final days in his job, and we've got a governor on a power trip. So please read all those articles and share on all your social media. We got the pertinent links to the Stop the Shock campaign as well, including Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masumba's behavioral sheet of shockable offenses, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollums back in 2002, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of, catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. This channel is marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity and talk about dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger, parental supervision is advised. Trigger warning. We are about to listen to the mad ravings of a lunatic mind known as Dr. Matthew Israel. You're going to hear victim blaming, gaslighting, abuse apologencia galore, and just general out-and-out lies, bullshit, and how us advocates are all stupid. So, be prepared for that, all right? Oh, goody, we have it underlined and in bold. So now we're about to read how none of us know anything about what we're talking about, and we should just trust him because he's a doctor. What about the doctors who speak up against you? Seriously. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, as the leading proponent of the use of behavioral treatment that includes skin shock at first when necessary, you're not the leading, you're literally the only one on the fucking planet Earth, doctor, really? Has become the lightning rod and prime target for attacks of the anti-aversive advocates. MDRI has now joined in those attacks. Oh my god, they're playing victim. It's unfair! You check us and you don't know what you're talking about. And you don't know how to treat these kids. And we're the only peoples in all the earth that can take care of these kids. And you're trying to stop them from getting life-saving treatments. I point you, doctor, to the 6 kids fucking dead in your care. 6 kids whose blood you have on your hands. Think they thought it was life-saving? What about the dude that you tied outside to a fucking pole and left there for hours, days even, soaked in his own urine? You remember, from California? I do, because there were many such tales that came out of California. That's why you were no longer allowed to operate in the States. You went to Rhode Island, who kicked you out for similar shit. Then you found your fucking perfect haven in Massachusetts. Oh, but you're the victim. The 6 dead kids aren't the victims. Andre McCollum's shocked in the catatonia wasn't the victim. Jennifer Musumba and all the generations of kids you've left with fucking trauma weren't the victims. No, it's you, Matthew Israel. You're the victim. And we're just unfairly coming against you. And how dare we question you when it comes to how you choose to, do the new school of abusing us. Hey, Matthew. If an abusive father can't beat the autism out of his kid, what makes you think Skin Shock's gonna fucking work? Really? You can't change a person's neurology. I cannot emphasize this enough, and I don't even know why in 2022 this is still a conversation that has to be had. For the love of God. We attack you, doctor, because you're insane. You are batshit insane. You are batshit insane. You were talking about rational conversations in the last paragraph. The fact of the matter is, there has been no one who's been able to have a single rational conversation with you. You shut down every doctor, every nurse practitioner, every psychologist, every psychiatrist, every single fucking person that comes against you. And we know this because of your response to New York. And you do the same shit. You don't want to have a rational conversation. Okay? This is not some unfair attack on you. But this is exciting new medicine. It's not new, doctor. It is not fucking new. It's old as fuck. And for the love of God, we have old silent footage of this type of shit that was done in institutions back in the day. And we know for a fact the institutions never actually went away because your school is but a no amount of bizarre Mickey Mouse fucking wallpaper and your goddamn bad acid trip Wizard of Oz psychedelic hell is going to change that. You're not a lightning rod, doctor. You are one of the last institutions still left here on Earth. You are rightfully receiving condemnation because you embed yourself in ideas that are over half a century old and long ago discarded by the rest of the fucking medical world. You insist and cling on to old medicine long ago dismissed by Maine Medical, okay? You have not evolved with the times. You've not implemented any of the new plans and programs out there for your students. You insist it's rewards and shocks or nothing. Because my ass will take fucking nothing. My mom would have took fucking nothing. Okay? Let's read the next paragraph here. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center is the leading proponent of an active, drug-free form of behavioral treatment that is composed exclusively of rewards and positive procedures, which openly supplements those procedures with skin shock aversives when necessary. No, you don't, doctor. Please stop saying you use positive behavioral reinforcement. You don't. Why? Why? Motherfucking why? Do you read your own older documents? Do you read back the 2006 response to New York where you said you didn't even know what positive behavioral reinforcement was, yet you continue to try to bullshit people into making them think you use it first? You don't. Stick and carrot is not positive behavioral reinforcement. Your functional assessment is not a functional assessment at all. It's literally prodding into nothing but the negatives. That's not a full, well-rounded functional assessment, doctor. I've worked in the fucking field. Ugh. When necessary. Was shocking Andre McCollums because he simply refused to remove his coat necessary? Was it necessary to then throw him on a 4-point board because his muscles had a natural reaction to electricity being shot through them and he tensed up? Does it then make rational, logical sense to continue to shock him because he was screaming because of the pain? Nah, no, it doesn't. There's a word for that. It's called torture. Is it okay to shock a student at a rate that's 3 times more powerful than a police taser on its lowest setting for stopping work more than 3 seconds? Or to do it even when they got up to pull the underwear out of their ass? Is this rational and reasonable for you? See, it's not just used when necessary. It's used when it's completely unnecessary. In fact, I am willing to argue that it is never fucking necessary to torture us. But here they're going to gaslight and lie to us. JRC applies these procedures to the problem of treating severe behavioral problems in children and adults with developmental disabilities, psychiatric problems, conduct disorders, emotional disturbance, etc. Can I again draw you back to the conversation that it is complete fucking insanity to apply the same treatment to completely different diagnoses? You want to have a rational conversation and you're going to keep saying this shit? This is what I mean when I say no one can have a reasonable conversation with this man. I will again draw you back to the concept that not one treatment can work by using the example that if chemo works well for cancer patients, it doesn't mean it's a good idea to use on the common market to cure the common cold. JRC currently serves 215 such individuals and provides its treatment without using psychotropic drugs, without ever rejecting or expelling difficult cases, and a remarkable record of effectiveness. Again, turning us into unfeeling, unemotional robots is not what I call effectiveness or success, doctor. Ruling through fear. I guess if that's what you call success, because it's not a life and I'd rather be shot. If I had to choose between psychotropic drugs and your shit, I'll take the fucking drugs. By the way, doctor, it is extremely hell dangerous of you to yank these kids off these fucking drugs cold turkey. Are you out of your mind? Are you trying to get people killed? Because that's how you get people fucking killed. And may I also point back to, but when that doesn't work, we do all the shit that we say that we're saving these kids from. Do you even listen to your former arguments before you start bouting off more bullshit? JRC probably serves the largest concentration of individuals with severe behavior disorders in the country. Lie! Oh my god, no, do you have any idea how big this country is, doctor? Do you have any idea how many fucking autistics, Down syndrome, Angel Man syndrome? Fuck me. Okay? Please stop. I am so tired of this argument because the math doesn't work. That is a lie, doctor. That is an absolute lie. Here's the truth, folks. When it comes to individuals dealing with large numbers of people with completely different diagnoses, it is the departments of mental health and developmental disabilities that deal with the largest amount of this type of consumer, not the JRC. I've dealt with hundreds, doctor. Hundreds. That's just on my lonesome. That's not including the social workers, the case managers, the psychologists, the doctors, the teachers, the special educators that I've worked with and their caseloads. That's not talking about the other regional offices in my state who dealt with a similar consumer. That's a lie, doctor. And I'm getting really tired of you using it, so I decided it was actual time to tell you why it was a lie, folks. Here's actually the real truth. If we're talking about general programs, not people who've worked in the field the way that I did, you want to know who sees the largest margin? ARC. ARC is by large the largest service provider to people with developmental disabilities in the United States, bar fucking none. Bar fucking none. ARC is the largest. ARC has offices in every single fucking state in the union. And matter of fact, in Missouri, they have multiple offices in different counties all over the state. I'm sure that is also the case in other states. They have the largest caseload in all the United States. To sit there and try to tell me with your whole chest that you deal with more severe than anybody in the U.S. when ARC is right fucking there. And the doctor won't tell you this, but ARC came out and has condemned repeatedly, fucking repeatedly condemned the insanity that this guy gets up to. They are one of the loudest organizations and voices out against him, bar none, besides us advocates and MDRI and ASAN themselves. So what do you have to say to that, doctor? What do you say to ARC, the largest service provider, bar none, in the United States to people with developmental disabilities? What do you say to NAMI, the largest in the United States, folks who help provide services to people with mental health? Also, loudly came out against Dr. Israel, including their fucking doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists. Yeah. And they've all condemned him. But he won't tell you that. He's going to tell you it's all us advocates' fault. That we don't know, we don't have the expertise. And then we bring out the experts. Fucking silence. They never confront ARC. They never confront NAMI. They never confront anyone except disability groups. You want to know why? Because he thinks we're easy targets. They'll think we'll bend. I've been here 14 fucking years, motherfucker. I will never bend. And I will haunt you, doctor, until the day you die. And your chosen successor, I'm going to haunt them too. And as long as your school is in existence, I will never stop. Nor will anyone else that I have worked with. ARC's not going to stop. NAMI's not going to stop. MDRI is not going to stop. And ASAN sure as hell is never going to stop. NeuroClastic's never going to stop. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out this one. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this afternoon. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one.